Hi, welcome to the HomeGirls Podcast. I am Shana O'Brien, the Redheaded Realtor.
And I'm Andy Costello with Couve Living.
And today we are talking about the Vancouver, Washington Waterfront Development Project, which just had the grand opening. Was it last weekend or the weekend before?
Weekend before.
The
2
weekend
weeks ago.
before, okay. So they just opened the park, which is a 7.5 acre park out of the whole development is a 34 acre development, and we'll talk more about that. But what were your feelings about the grand opening?
Well, I think the grand opening was phenomenal. It's the first time in about over 100 years that there's been public access to the waterfront. So it's been great for the community to come together and finally be able to enjoy that space. And there's nothing really like it along the Columbia in our area within an easy drive. So
absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's definitely what a shot in the arm downtown needed.
Yeah, we went to the tail end, my husband and I, the tail end of the grand opening. So whatever the activities were that they had set up in the park were all packing up already. Mm-hmm. But we had dinner at one of the new restaurants, and that was really good. We were at Wild Finn, and there are two restaurants, Wild Finn and Twigs, are open so far. And one of the cool things about both of them is that they're Washington-based companies. They're both chains, but they're small chains. How many Wild Finns are there?
This was the third Wild Finn. There's one in Seattle and Tacoma. And then with Twigs, there's 9 locations in Washington. So nice to see some local state representation on our waterfront.
Absolutely.
And then they are looking to open 2 more restaurants at the waterfront that haven't been announced yet, but also looking at adding Mary Hill Winery.
Yes, and I think that one's official. They might even be open, but Mary Hill Winery, which I'm super excited for because their wines are delicious. And my really good friend Katie works there. So Katie is at their Spokane tasting room.
Well, that's great. So then the other thing that's opening is already been announced is the Brew Pub Ghost Runners, which is based here in Vancouver. So cool to see a local brewery opening up shop at the waterfront.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice space too, because they're both going to have patios and water. They're going to be there on those 2 buildings. If you've been down to the waterfront, you'll see where the restaurants are the riverfront facing buildings. And so these 2 restaurants have empty space above them where additional things are going in. Rumor has it we're going to get a nice high-end steakhouse.
Nice.
We'll see.
That'll be good. Good for special occasions or, just anytime you want to go down and enjoy a nice steak.
Yep, and that second level patio space is going to be so nice.
Yes.
The
views. What goes along with great restaurants is some nice hotels. So on the books is planning 3 hotels sort of in that downtown-ish area, 2 on the waterfront. One is Hotel Indigo, which is kind of the boutique hotel owned by Intercontinental.
Yes, I've stayed at an Indigo. They're really cute. They're very cute hotels.
And then an AC by Marriott is supposed to break ground next year in 2019 at the Red Lion at the Key. So that'll be a nice addition, another boutique hotel line by Marriott. And then a third hotel, which will be by the Hilton Vancouver on the southeast corner by Esther Short Park. And they haven't announced the brand that's going to be there. So 3 more hotels, lots of bed space coming online, which will be nice and help the restaurants make sure that they're generating some income and revenue with all the guests coming into town.
Yeah, and if you've been downtown, you've seen that there are the 2, if you've been down to the waterfront, there are the 2 restaurant buildings, and then there are 3 additional buildings that are already in place. And the 4th building hasn't gone up yet, but I think the next thing they're breaking ground on are the condos, which will be in the Kirkland Tower. And the condos are 1, 2, or 3 bedroom.
Right.
Rumor has it starting price in the $700,000 and $800,000 range, although I heard that from somebody down at the project, so I don't have that in stone. And
they're looking at 40 condos.
40 condos, yeah, 40 in the building. So that's going to be really.
And right now, if you're interested in one of those condos, if you go and just kind of Google Waterfront Vancouver condos, you can find the website and you can submit a letter of interest. They are taking sort of not pre-approvals, but trying to gauge what the interest is in those condos.
Yeah, and they anticipate the condos being sold out before they break ground. Like when they start pre-sales, they anticipate, because of the amount of interest they have had, it was in the tens of thousands of interest letters.
Wow.
So they're going to go fast.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case.
They're going to have some fantastic views, too.
Yeah. So if you're not ready to submit your letter of interest, but you're interested in moving downtown, or on the waterfront, there's 270 apartment units coming online.
Yes, the apartments are in 2 separate buildings, And I don't remember what is the name of the one that I can't pronounce?
Redheaded with 63 units.
63 units, and that's going to be a building with mixed use. So the ground level will be retail space, and then you'll have office space as well as apartments.
And then River West, which is another apartment complex, which will be 207 units, a 7-story apartment complex.
Yes, and I think that the Red Aviva is, how many were in there, 60 something?
63.
63, and
High
those are
end.
going to be the high-end apartments.
Yeah, so it'll be nice to kind of see those come online and kind of change the flavor of downtown, and maybe kind of encourage the moving along of a grocery store coming online downtown.
Well, exactly, and that's what they're talking about, is being the next step of tying in the existing downtown with the waterfront. There's a parcel of land, I think it's on Washington, that they're looking at development for a grocery store with additional retail space there too. And they feel like that would really tie it together. And the people that are moving into the waterfront would have easy access to a grocery store. They want it to be within walking distance. And then that's just going to help revitalize all of those downtown neighborhoods.
Yeah. So if you have any questions about the waterfront, what's going on down there, feel free to reach out to Shana O'Brien, the Redheaded Realtor, or Andy Costello with Coop Living.
And if you have questions about the waterfront that you want to share with us on Facebook or any of our podcasting platforms, post your comments, and we will see if we can find the information you're looking for.
Yeah, so today's maintenance tip that we want to share with you is same on the theme of last week of winterizing.
Yes.
So we want to talk about winterizing your air conditioning. And not everybody here in the Pacific Northwest has air conditioning. But if you do, there's some things that you need to look at doing. The first thing is making sure that you blow, get a blower out and kind of clean up the leaves and maybe some debris around the air conditioning, just to kind of keep it clean as we get into winter.
And the other tip is that you don't cover it. I would have thought to cover it. Like I was thinking even like customizing like one of those barbecue covers, to put over the compressor. But it turns out that actually can trap moisture and give critters a place to hide. So you don't cover it. You just get rid of the debris and you're good to go till you need it again in the summer.
Yeah. So if we lived in a part of the country that we had evaporative coolers, that's where you would want to cover it and make sure that it's sealed up. But here, don't need to do anything with it, so pretty low maintenance if you have an air conditioning unit.
And if you want to get some more home maintenance tips, we have a free ebook with a home maintenance checklist that goes through all 12 months of the year and breaks it down into weekly tasks so that you're not overwhelmed at some point of all the things that you have to do as a diligent homeowner. And so it just kind of breaks it down throughout the year. And if you'd like to receive a copy of that, it's super easy.
All you need to do is text us at 77948 with the words free.
That's it. The word free to 77948, and you'll get your link to download the ebook.
So we look forward to answering any questions you might have. Stay tuned to us next week. We'll be back. And make sure you're checking us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and as Shana mentioned,
SoundCloud is also out there. I don't know which other ones we're on, but there's so many.
Yes. Find us. You will find us. And we're the HomeGirls.
HomeGirls of Southwest Washington.
Yes. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next week.
See you next time.